What exactly is Zillow's endgame? If you're in real estate in any fashion, you're going to want to listen to this. Zillow has made it clear of what their intentions are. And that intention, guys, is to replace real estate agents as we know them. They want to replace real estate agents very similar to Uber's replacing taxi cabs and car service. And at the end of this video, I'm going to explain what I think they're about to do in the next year or two. You may or may not know some of these details, but Zillow already owns a plethora of real estate services. They started with doing Zillow home loans and having a mortgage bank themselves. They bought .loop a few years ago to have the contract and all the data that provided about so many people across America. They bought Showing Time a few years back as well to have all of the showing information and access to people's homes. And most recently, which is what they're about to do, is they bought Follow Up Boss, a full service CRM. You see, if we go down a little bit of history with Zillow, and I'm someone who's been in this business since 2008, so I remember when Zillow started. Zillow started out as a great real estate website for people to search. Awesome. The big thing they changed, and this changed everything when it came to being a real estate agent, changed everything with NAR, it changed everything with the MLSs, is they started to take the agent's listings and not send the inquiring information of a consumer to the listing agent and the listing brokerage. They started selling that as a product to other agents that would pay as the highest bidder. Now, what happened was, because they had such a great search experience, consumers kept searching there. It really wasn't an issue, and MLSs very stupidly allowed them to do this. I talk about this as one of the biggest failures and may end up being what ultimately takes down NAR was their decision at these MLSs to allow Zillow to take the leads and not send them to the listing agent and listing brokerage. So this is how Zillow started making money. And then we went into the pandemic. They had bought .loop, they bought Showing Time, they already had Zillow home loans, and they went huge on iBuying. iBuying, if you weren't in the business then, was basically an automated thing where you could put your house up, tell Zillow to buy it, they'll pay it for X amount of price, which even though it was only worth Y, overpay for it, try to resell it. They lost billions of dollars. So they closed the iBuying department and then went back to selling leads and whatnot. And then now came Zillow Flex, where the market has been really hard. So they've used the agents and the team leaders without that lack of vision to really take a hold of the market and have agents, basically brand new agents, show those houses to the buyers. And they've done okay with it. But again, they've tried before replacing agents with iBuying, and they're about to try it again. You see, I fully expect in the next year or two, whether it's 2024 or 2025, you are going to see Zillow do one of two things. Either they are going to acquire an entire virtual brokerage. Maybe they'll buy EXP, maybe they'll buy Real, maybe they'll buy another virtual brokerage that's just starting up. That will give them that final piece of agents that are willing to basically work on an hourly rate. You see, Zillow really wants to do, like I said, what Uber did to taxi cabs and car service. The problem is, guys, going from point A to point B in a car is not buying or selling a home. We all know that. Every consumer that's been through the process, maybe other than like 2% of the population, all knows that it is a highly complex, emotional, stressful process. And I personally feel it's going to epically fail, and here's why. The people that you will get that will work for such either a low rate, low commission, hourly rate will not be the best professionals out there. So I do think in the next few years, I think the 2020s is going to be filled with this one story. There are going to be Zillow agents, possibly even Redfin blended in with them, Zillow and Redfin agents that are more on W-2 workers, maybe even a salary, very little commission or commission bonus. And then there's going to be real estate professionals. And while Zillow may take some market share, the process itself is way too complex. And the difference between a brand new agent and hiring someone like myself, my connections, my agent relationships, my marketing, my entire suite of what we do is completely different, and the market will realize what's actually important. And just like iBuying was gonna be the next thing, people ended up paying 7, 8, 9, 10% in fees, and the venture itself lost money. So my gut is we are going to have a split in the industry, and eventually Zillow will die off in their goal of replacing real estate agents. And they'll probably end up right back where they are now in terms of trying to sell leads to real estate agents. And if you're wondering what that other thing that Zillow may do is, it's to run operations and basically acquire teams directly from eXp, Real, KW, Remax that are already use Zillow Flex. So you have to make a decision if you are on a team that runs with Zillow Flex right now, or Zillow leads a lot of it heavily, is do you want to be a Zillow agent if that happens? That's where we are as an industry.